Thanks, Andy. Much appreciated. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
That's better. Welcome. And thank you for inviting me, Simon. As Andy mentioned, my name's Rhett Lewis, and I've actually been investing in property now for just over 4.5 years in the UK. My story actually goes back to when I was 18. I bought my first property when I was 18 back in Australia. And the only reason I bought it, I was fairly competitive. My background was professional football. And I heard that my best mate was out with his girlfriend looking at a property, and we had a bet that I'd buy a property before he would. So I grabbed Mum and we got out in the car and went and bought a property that afternoon. But, you know, we bought a few properties in that first year, me and my best mate, and basically we just bought them by accident. We didn't actually plan to do that. And 10 years later on, I was living over here in Nottingham, where I still do now. But unfortunately, I had to give up football and I got into coaching. And I was coaching football and I was invited to come over here and coach. I love what I did, but like probably many of you in this room, your job was 24/7. It was taking up all my life. And my other big passion is travelling, especially being an Australian. Who knows any Australian who doesn't like travelling? Basically, we want to spend a little bit more time getting out and, you know, seeing this magnificent continent over here in Europe before I decided to move back to Australia. So the whole plan was let's get into something where I can make some money so I can go travelling and forget about, you know, coming back to this country after going travelling. And the whole plan was to buy 7 houses in 12 months, refurbish them, sell them, and then move back to Australia before Gordon Brown caught up with me at the time. The problem was I went to lots of courses all at the same time, and I learned all these great strategies that I bought 7 houses in the first 2 months. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do for the next 10 months? Because that's what my business plan said. I was going to buy 7 in the first 12 months. And what I'd like to share with you over the next 45 minutes is some of the strategies which I use to this day, which has now helped me accumulate my property portfolio. In my own current portfolio, I've got over, people always ask me how much. It doesn't really matter, but I think it's about 127 houses now. But also over the last 18 months, I've been buying houses on behalf of other investors as well. So, yeah, probably I could tell you we've bought 225 houses to 250 houses in this method, or these methods, which I'm going to share with you. So has everyone got a pen and paper? Great. If you haven't, put your hand up. Great. Can someone pass him a pen and paper? I don't want him to miss out. I don't want him to come ringing me up tomorrow saying, tell me what that strategy was again. Okay. As I said, when I first started, I started reading a lot of books and I went to a lot of courses and a lot of networking events. And this is the basic formula which I got taught, was that I had to go and give up one full-time job and start another full-time job to go and view 100 houses. And after I view those 100 houses, I'll probably research 30. And then I'll probably offer on 10 to get this one B&V product or property. To me, that sounded like hard work. So when I looked at this strategy, I just wanted to turn it upside down. The whole idea of getting into property was that I wanted to work less, not more. So my whole idea was that I wanted to look at 5 houses and buy one, not look at 100 houses. So hopefully I can share with you over in the first half of this section what's probably made me a little bit different to most of the people who I've met along my journey. And hopefully I can share this with you so you don't go up the same path as many as my other friends. But what you're looking for is better qualified leads in the first place. When I first started, it was great getting leads. I was so nervous on the phone. The phone would ring and I'm like, I pretend I knew what I was talking about. Have we all been there before? Yeah, tell me about it. And it was great for the first couple of months to build up the confidence. I was speaking to people 3 to 4 hours a day on the phone. And to be fair, 3 or 4 hours a day on the phone was absolute worse than running around on a football pitch for 8 hours a day, I must admit. I was more mentally tired after that. So I got to a stage where, look, okay, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a little bit more confident. I've got a great peer group who, if I didn't know the answer, I could go to and get that information from. And what I wanted to do then was try to work out who was the ideal person I wanted to deal with.